Alrighty, traders. So that's a wrap for the week. We're actually one of them seeing right now across all the board. If I bring up my screenshot here, across all these indices, all the indices are really starting to flag quite topping action, heads and shoulders formations, end of big bull phases. I'm seeing right now. Gold and silver looks like gold, silver, and the mining sector could be sort of flashing that whole end of move before we see a correction out of that as well too. I'm starting to see, obviously, we continue to see things like the TMF market there as well too. So traders, before I do get started, if you haven't done so yet, go get access to this brand new book that I've created. And you can see it on the screen there right now. There's that first link in the description. You can go get access to it. If you've been trading the markets for a while now, you learn all the trading systems, the strategies, and you know there's a lot more that goes into the emotional side, the psychological side, the mindset side, fear, greed, or FOMO, all that sort of stuff that goes into becoming an elite trader. Then I've created that book for you. Again, if you go to that first link in the description here, you can grab access to that as well too. Now, one thing that as I was saying before, that by looking at all these markets, I was talking to my 1% club group today, because I have a group called the 1% Club. It's only around 10 to 15 people per year. I've got 2 spots left open for 2026. So if you're interested in joining me every day for an hour and a half, and I can walk you and coach you and hold your hand through the entire year or next year when the booms and bust, then you can apply for that. You can see all the details there, that second link in the description there, guys. I even show you my real equity curve. You can see testimonials and everything like there. So there's that. I think that's the second link in the description there. Or if you go to getjohnshelp.com. So one thing that I was telling them today was that we tend to have these patterns that form in the markets that seem to give us a warning sign before even a bit of a correction starts to form, right? I'm going to walk you through this here on this level here. And so let me bring this up to here. Oh, this is actually one of my trading accounts. Let me bring this up to, what is this one here? Oh, that's my options trading account for this year as well. Anyway, let me go down to this level here. Let me go down to the crash patterns here. Looking at this level here, crash patterns. Looking for the crash patterns. And one thing I want to share with you is there's something that you start to see happening at the tops and bottoms of the markets, and just trying to see this here. Okay, cool. So I'm always looking at the analogous situations of where we're at right now, and we do know there's going to be some sort of correction soon, right? The market's not just going to keep going up. The markets do go through these swings and these phases, and we go through these corrections, right? So I'm always looking at, okay, then when we're in these really big, exuberant sort of bull phases, like we have been in pretty much most markets, the thing that I'm noticing, I'm okay, when does the correction start? And one thing I've noticed is actually a bit of a warning sign that gives us a bit of a warning sign that that's in play. So this is the Nikkei. Now I'm not expecting a huge crash like we saw in the Nikkei. It's just this topping pattern that I'm watching for. So let me show you this here. So if I go down the bottom here, if I go down to here, you can actually see that whenever the market, so you can see the market through here, right? So see how the market came down through here. And if you look at the buying legs, right, you look at what's called strength in moves, right? So what does that mean? Notice how we had this strong move up. When the buyers came in, that was a buying leg there, buying leg there, buying leg, buying leg, buying leg, and now we're getting this buying leg all through here. Makes sense? So they're the different what's called buying legs in the markets. Now, what do you notice about those different legs in the markets, right? This is the psychology of actually chart reading. And so firstly, you can see how this was strong. See how it's, so all these ones through here are what? Like that, right? What's going on here? Notice how we went from strong to now we're doing this. See how that's different? This is called now weak. The buyers are showing a lot of weakness. And then when we get that, and on the back we get something like that, like we did there, that's when you start to get the cascading effect on the downside. Make sense? So let me zoom right back at it, and then we go down to this bottom here, And here's another example of what we're talking about here, right? We had a really nice big move to the upside, but what ended up happening here? Notice how we had all these nice move, high lows all the way up, came down, rolled up, and then we rolled over. And then we had what? And then we had the drop to the downside. Same one from here as well too. All these, see how it's just making these high lows all the way up, all high lows, very strong, big, exuberant bull phase. But when did it come to an end? Came to an end when we came down, up, we made a lower high, and then we rolled over. Then we had the big move down. So if I go to the chart now and show you this chart here, right? And I show you, let's go to this one here. And I'll go bring on the blank chart from there. Notice how we're starting to get right there. Notice how we're starting to get that pattern, right? We're starting to get that pattern forming right now. And what is that? Big move to the upside. And now we're getting what? Down. And now we're just down. And we're just holding here now from there. So you can see we're getting that holding, that pausing pattern now. It's exactly like what we talked about before, right? Notice how it's the exact same type of pattern here. Meaning, right? Big bull phase. We have then a selling period, we come down. We have a very weak period and then it rolls over. Comes down, selling period. If we roll over like that next week, then we're probably going to have this move down towards that level from there to there. Which I believe is going to be a buying opportunity, by the way, guys. Because I believe we're likely to get down to around about 10%. 10%, sort of this level through here, sort of X marks the spot, around about 6,000 level. I think that'll be a good correction for the stock market, and then we see a nice move coming back out of that level from there. So we're definitely seeing that from there, even from the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq's doing the same thing, is we're holding here right now. So if the Nasdaq does get something like this, like that next week, well then that's probably going to be the start of the correction coming down through to this level or through here as well too. And so this is a lot, this is most of the indices, Nasdaq, the Dow Jones is doing the same type of pattern, right? We're coming down, but we're there's not a lot of buying activity through here. But the Russell's different. So the Russell is different. The reason why the Russell is different because it's actually creating a false breakout, meaning we had this high up here. And let me see if I can just change that color. Gotta go black. All right, so you can see how I had that high up there, and that was a high up there. But what's this through here? Notice how we had the false breakdown, and now we're through here. So this here could be one false breakout, and then we start to see something like that going on in the markets from there. Looking at the gold and silver price right now, silver, really big exorbitant move to the upside, really big move, just crazy moves to the upside. And one thing that I really want to sort of encourage you to focus on when it comes to like the mining sector, and especially the gold, silver mining sector market, is the cycles of how things work on an overall basis from here. And if I bring up my Wall Street cheat sheet from here, right, and we bring it up here, you notice that everything goes in cycles, right? So last year, there was a couple of years ago, there was a lot of exuberance around what? Crypto market, wasn't it? And then crypto was the flavor. You're an idiot for holding gold and silver. You probably remember those times. Now, what is it? Why are you owning crypto for? You should be owning gold. See what I'm saying? Like, there's always these seasons for these markets. And the reason I'm saying that the level there, because I just want you to be careful that all these seasons have their starting phases and then their ending phases, and then they go through another quiet season. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see now we're up through here on the silver level from here, right? Really big exorbitant sort of bull phase through here. As you can see, this is the actual daily chart from here. This is the gold market from here as well too. Just really big exorbitant sort of bull phase all through here. Big reversal candle today. And to me, if I go to my weekly chart, you can see just how far away we are from the moving average. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see this being sort of the final blow off top move out of gold. No one knows where it was going to end, but it may be giving us some signals now that this is ending now. And just remember, guys, logics, if you've been around the markets now for a long time, you'll know that everything goes through seasons, right? There's seasons where it's quiet, just like gold was down here for a few years. No one wanted to touch it. Now everyone's saying get involved with it, right? There's a lot of noise around these marketplaces from here. And looking at, say, for example, the mining sector as well too. This is the mining sector here. This is the daily charts. And again, just really big exorbitant sort of bull phase from here. And these sort of euphoria blow off top phases has always been very hard to call tops in the market. I've been wrong in the past about where I thought tops were going to be. Therefore, thank God I actually don't trade the actual way that I think these markets are. I just trade based off my setups. But looking at this mining stocks right now, and mining sector right now, this is the weekly chart. And just by looking at this candle here, it looks like that we may have been forming a bit of a top from here when it comes to that level there. So it does look like that's happening all through there, and what's going on from there. If I bring on this chart here and we start to look at, say, things like also so that's what's happening through there. Oh, bit of FYI as well too, guys. Let me bring this up here I want to show you something here, okay? When it comes to the stock market, all I'm expecting when it comes to the stock market, by the way, is this here, all right? So nice move up from here for a while, come back down, find support, and then away we go from there. So I'm expecting a drop down here, which I think is going to be a buying opportunity for a nice strong sort of December this year in the markets from here. I really do see that coming. Same for the Dow Jones and of course the S&P 500, same sort of thing. We're at this level here. If we come back down to this level from here to here, right, and then we're probably going to bounce and have a nice big strong rally to the upside. So I believe there's a really nice buying opportunity coming down the road, guys, real soon over the next from now through to probably the middle of November is going to be a good buying opportunity. Then we're probably not going to see a strong rally coming towards the end of this year from here when looking at that level there. If we go look at the interest rates right now as well, this is one market that I've been sort of focusing on myself, and interest rates are definitely starting to roll over, starting to come down, making these sort of lower highs formation all the way through here. Very strong movement on the downside from here, as you can see. So I'm expecting a lot more weakness to come out of the 10-year, and then also when we look at things like also the 30-year as well too, very strong. You can even start to see now my 9 moving average, it rolled up and now it's rolling down. So we're definitely in a downward cycle from here, and this is one of the reasons why I'm also liking the TMF market from here, because you can see it's starting to bottom out. We're starting to get that change. We had this bottoming pattern here now. We had this market rise, come back down, found support, and then now we pick back up, and now we're probably going to see this move back to the upside from here. And the last thing I want to share with you guys on this video is what I've talked about today is daily and weekly charts in the market, right? But the one thing I want to sort of guide you down the path of thinking about also the long-term pictures and where we're at right now. And so therefore that means if I show you the Dow Jones, this is what I see happening in the Dow Jones on the real big large monthly charts, okay? And what this simply represents this is that even if we do have some corrections, and even if we do get a bit of a strong correction next year, I want you to realize where we are in the big cycle things. We have a little bit of a drop to the downside now, and a little bit of a rally, and then a bit of a drop next year, and then like this is the trajectory for the next up until around about the 2030s. Okay, so no, I don't see we're likely to get a significant, really big drop. Well, like I do see a bit of a correction coming next year, so maybe 2026 is probably going to be a correction year, and 2027 we're just going to be another one of these here, right? Because if I zoom right in, and let me take everything off the screen here for a minute, and I've just zoomed right in now on this monthly charts. This is what actually happens to the markets, right? In this very big exorbitant bull market, we go through these couple of year periods from here, a drop, that there was 1 year as well too, and so on and so forth. So if we do drop for a little bit, and then we rally, and then we drop, and then you see what I'm saying through there? So if I zoom right out now on the charts once again, you can actually see that we are in a very big, massive long-term bull market. This is looking at the 10,000 foot view. The same for the S&P 500. I don't want you guys to be thinking that, like, no, we're nowhere near the top right now. I believe we have one more really big final push coming, and I believe if all things are equal, I do actually see this exorbitant blow-off move from here. I actually do see that, and if we get a bit of a correction next year into that level there, then that's when I see something like that going on in the actual stock market. That's the S&P 500, and this is also The same thing for the NASDAQ. Let me go down to the NASDAQ one here. Right, so you can see here, same for the NASDAQ. This is the NASDAQ big long-term monthly charts. So even if we do get a bit of a drop to the downside, guys, don't be so freaked out about it. You know, if we get this down here, we're probably just going to be doing this through here, especially into around about the 2030s. So if you're a long-term investor, buy and hold, I think there's a lot of good opportunities here. And even for the gold market, right? If I look at the actual gold market itself, long-term, I'm massively bullish on the gold market. This is the gold chart from here. And all I see coming, big exorbitant bull phase. So we're probably going to go through a good 1 to 2 years of bit of a correction, which is just going to be in a very big overall bull market. Then we're probably going to go up through, and then this is when I see the 10,000 on the gold price from there as well too. So this is the things that I'm watching for right now, guys. I hope this really helps you out, and I'll speak to you real soon. So traders, before you leave today, I want to give you an invite to apply for my John's Inner Circle coaching program. This is my top level coaching program, and this is for only serious people only. This group right now currently is only around 15 people, so it's only a real small group because I'm with you every single week in that small group. This whole group here, this John's Inner Circle, is about giving you exactly what you need to know on how to identify a really good high quality setup, trade management techniques, how I scan the markets, and so much more. Plus also every single week I'm doing live coaching sessions that help you with every single area that goes into becoming a good trader, and so much more. So this is only for serious people only. This is my top level coaching program. It's only a real small group. But if you're at the point right now where you are absolutely serious about becoming disciplined and you really want to make commitment to becoming a good trader, then my Inner Circle may be a good fit for you. If you go to getjohnshelp.com, that's an application form. Go fill that out right now, and you and I will have a good chat on the phone, and I'll see where you're at, and you'll be able to see more about the actual coaching program. And if we're a good fit, then maybe we can move together from there. But if you're real serious about this and you really want to take this to a whole brand new level, and you want to be more than 95% of traders lose money in the markets, and if you finally want to start to crack into the top 5%, and even the top 1%, then this may be a good fit for you. So go to getjohnshelp.com right now. Apply for that. It's only for the first 10 people only. And I look forward to speaking to you on the phone real soon.